Hello everyone, I'm Professor Lee of Dr. Wild Herb TV. Oyster mushroom likes cold weather more than other edible mushroom. In late summer to early fall, after other mushroom have sprouts, this one starts to sprout.
이야, 멋지다. 자연산. 이건 자연산이야. 아유, 야.
Let's pick it right away.
야, 정말 이쁘지? 아우야.
The wrinkles on the side of the cap are very white, right? They can also be slightly gray. They are somewhat dense. They are long and extend down to the stem. They are also large, usually as big as adult palm, and the large ones grow to be as big as large plate.
야, 이런. 야, 너무 아름다워요.
The cap shape is hemispherical at first, then kidney-shaped and funnel-shaped, and the surface of the cap is smooth and moist. The color is dark gray at first, then gradually turns white.
너무 아름다워. So beautiful. 아, 조금 더 커. 좀 더 커. 한 번 더 봐야지. 얼굴 한 번 더 봐야지. 아우야. 멋있어.
It's raining right now, so I should collect them all. Are these wild oyster mushrooms? Nope, I grew them. If you look here, you can see the holes drilled in, right? This is where I planted mushroom seeds 2 years ago. There was a mulberry tree that fell over by wind and rain at the top of the valley, about 500 meters above sea level. So I planted the seed, and after 2 years, the mushrooms started to grow. The scientific name for this mushroom is that it looks like an ear when it hangs from the tree and looks like an oyster mushroom. The English name is oyster mushroom. At this level, there are no bugs eating it and it's in good condition.
상태 양 최고인데 상태 최고야.
Wow, isn't it pretty? If you look here, you can see the holes where I put the seed.
너무 멋있어요. 너무 이뻐요.
We'll study briefly about how amazingly effective oyster mushrooms are and then continue collecting. Among the main active ingredients, the characteristics of oyster mushrooms that differentiate them from other mushrooms are it has a high content of polysaccharide, beta-glucan, it's complexed with abundant flavonoids and phenols, and it contains mebendrolin, a natural low-starting component that is identical to the hyperlipidemia prescription drug. It also contains lectin component that binds to cancer cells and induces cancer cell death. I'll tell you about the amazing clinical effect of oyster mushrooms that are good even if you eat them as a food. In diabetic patient, after eating 150 grams of oyster mushroom dishes per day for a week, fasting and postprandial blood sugar decreased by 22%. After eating 3 grams of dried oyster mushrooms per day for 3 months, fasting blood sugar decreased by 18% and HbA1c level decreased by 13%. This is by the insulin secretion promotion effect and is a diabetes improvement effect comparable to diabetes medication. In hyperlipidemia patient, after eating soup containing 30 grams of oyster mushroom for 3 weeks, triglyceride decreased by 23%. After taking 3 to 10 grams of oyster powder per day for 6 weeks, triglyceride decreased by 36%, total cholesterol by 22%, and LDL cholesterol by 19%. In patients with hypertension, after taking oyster mushroom capsule for 3 months, systolic and diastolic blood pressure were reduced by 10%, and 11% respectively. Now I'll continue to pick them.
따야 돼. 알았어. Very good.
Soak the oyster mushrooms I picked today in water for about 30 minutes to get rid of the bugs. Then wash them well, tear them into bite-sized pieces, and dry them in the sun. But today is cloudy, so I'm drying them in the loom. After about a day, they are semi-dried. You can store them in the freezer like this. They are in great condition, right? These are really precious mulberry tree oyster mushrooms.
향기 좋다. 야, 세상에 하나밖에 없는 뽕나무 누타리 버섯입니다. 야, 이거 어떻게 먹나 이거? 야, 이거 국에다 넣어 먹긴 아깝고, 이거 프라이팬에다 볶아 먹어야겠지. 자.
The oyster mushrooms themselves are amazing, but since they are grown on mulberry trees, they are truly precious tonics. How great would it be if oyster mushrooms grew like this in every mountain valleys across the country? Anyway, I plan to continue to increase the number of wild oyster mushrooms here.